All right, well, let's kind of stay on the stock story angle because your next guest has been watching all these sort of machinations closely. He has a sell rating on Tesla, also one of the lowest price targets on the street. Let's welcome in Colin Langan. He is automotive and mobility analyst at Wells Fargo. I don't know, Colin, good luck. You've got an amazingly hard job because your job is to look at numbers, right? Look at sales and margins and sort of try to predict what's going to happen. You had Elon Musk, who became like persona non grata to a lot of one of my neighbors sold both of their Teslas because they thought Musk got too close to Trump. True story. Now they've got a rift. Do people come back to Tesla? How do you analyze any of this stuff?
I mean, I kind of take a long-term view, right? So I look at the fundamentals around all of this sort of noise, and I think this is unfortunate. I think over time this will be noise. I don't think we'll be talking about this in a year or so. Who knows? So I focus more on the fundamentals. And the fundamentals, and the reason why I have an underweight rating, are poor, right? Sales in Europe are really bad. I think it's actually going to be a lot harder to repair the brand damage in that region when I talk to investors over there. The U.S., I think, as you point out, some of the more liberal states have been pretty anti-Elon, and that probably has had an impact. We see data in California has actually been pretty weak, which has traditionally been a very, very pro-Tesla state. So, I think, it'll take time. I think long-term, though, we have real strong long-term issues about the affordable model, how much help that's going to be, where is the growth actually coming from. This is a growth stock that is actually not growing and that has earnings pressure, and that's really the fundamental driver of our underweight.
Does today's move make sense to you, Colin? Does the valuation need to change by 10% based on what's going on between these two?
I mean, I think the valuation, in my opinion, is too high in the first place. So directionally, I do think it makes sense, and there has been, for some period, a positive premium associated with the benefits that were perceived to come out of this. But let's face it, IRA, we knew that 7,500 was likely going to go away all year. So I don't think that was a big surprise at all. I mean, actually, the only thing that surprised me is that you actually probably have to the end of the year based on the current form of the budget for that credit to last. So. Yeah, right. Hard to gauge on a daily basis, but
What would you say about Dan Ives' point? Or there were sort of two issues that he raised. One is, and again, he doesn't agree with this, but is the possibility of the regulatory turning against Tesla higher now, for one, and kind of offsetting that is Musk actually playing the long game on China and trying to give himself some wiggling room to work with the Chinese directly, maybe whatever needs to happen on the rare earth magnet dispute that they're having, without having the negative perception that may come from being close to this White House?
I mean, hard to get into Elon's head. I don't really see the regulatory positive here. I mean, as I said up front, I think the IRA credit was going to go away anyway. We know Trump was already kind of going to lower the EV targets, and that seems to be happening. We saw CARB get pulled away. I mean, again, going back to the fundamentals, look, CARB means lower EV credits. That's lower profit there. IRA going away makes the economics of the core auto business tougher. So these probably were going to happen regardless of what happened today or not.
How do you factor in potential robo-taxi, full self-driving aspect? Our friend Jeff Kilberg tried one out yesterday, was just saying what an amazing experience it was. It doesn't sound like you're that bullish on that part of the Tesla story.
Well, to be totally fair, half of my valuation is still the Cybercab and the Optimus robot. The problem I have, though, is I really don't think I am not bullish at all. I think it's going to take a super long time for this to ramp. There was actually an accident yesterday. I do still have issues with glare, fog, and dust, and how the camera-only solution actually will solve that. And so, yeah, I do think it's going to be a lot longer, and I think June is going to be a pretty narrow, pretty limited demo. And that is another reason to be cautious on the stock.